Kavar here, well representing us here. So this is the open house format for the 2016 roadway reconstruction project, primarily consisting of Magnolia and Belle, Plaine. We got two sections north of Grand Avenue and one section south of Grand Avenue that we're going to be working on this summer. Everyone in the neighborhood was invited to this via CTY call or a direct mailing if you're actually on the street that's getting destroyed, so that we can kind of just bring you up to speed and let you know what to expect with this project, and that we temper everyone's expectations. So the Village Board of Trustees approved a sales tax increase in 2014, so there's an additional 0.5% on the purchase of goods in the community. Our logo is Shop Local, Shop Gurnee, and the reason for that is that 0.5% is dedicated solely to capital improvements, such as roadway pavement, sidewalks, sewer, water, things of that nature. That's hard brick and mortar infrastructure in this community. So the idea is to shop local, shop Gurnee. Those tax dollars, those revenues are going right back into the roads that that we drive on and the sidewalks we walk on. So we encourage all of our community residents to stay local. In 2014, prior to that tax increase, we spent less than $2 million on roadway pavement in the entire village of Gurnee. I've got about 120 miles of road I have to maintain, and at that rate, we are resurfacing a road about every 40 to 50 years. That's not sustainable in the Chicagoland area. If you've lived in this community or in this area all your life, you know that roads just do not hold up that long. They never will, because of the weather cycles that we have. So with this year, to date, we've awarded $4.7 million worth of roadway work as of 2 weeks ago. So we are more than double the investment we're putting into the pavement. Last year was our first major year of doing this scale of the project. We made some mistakes. We have lessons learned on the North Belle, Plaine, and North Magnolia sections that we started with. We're learning from those mistakes this year. We're going to prosecute the work. The work schedule, the timing on this was a little bit weird, and I do apologize for that. We were hoping to have this meeting before they actually put a shovel in the ground, but if you live in the neighborhood, you know that Magnolia north of Grand Avenue is already gone, and they started sewer work on South Magnolia today. So work is actually underway already on both Magnolias. Belle Plaine's getting some tree removal wrapped up, and some other work is occurring in Belle Plaine. The order of operation, just so that you're in the neighborhood, you're going to be seeing what's happening. I'm going to give you generally the sequence that occurs. It's going to start with storm sewer work, which is where we're putting the concrete pipes in the ground. So the new drainage improvements are going to be put in the ground first. They're typically deep and below the pavement, and we want to make sure we get the water out of there. It helps us with the construction. It also helps protect the new roadway bed when we put the roadway bed in. Right around that time, shortly before, shortly thereafter in this case, we will be milling off the existing roadway surface. So the existing asphalt will be ground off, it'll be recycled, and it'll be mixed back into the new asphalt that comes out at some point in the future, so they're going to reuse that. After that has occurred, the next operation, so after all the storm sewer is done and all the milling's done, is going to be removing the roadbed itself and rebuilding the roadbed. For this, they're going to go about 2.5, 3 feet in a couple places. They're going to go deep into the earth, remove the old roadbed. We're going to go down to something that's somewhat strong that can support the new roadway. Once they're going to do this on a daily basis, they'll probably do about 300 feet a day. They're going to dig it out about 2 feet deep. They're going to put some black fabric in, geotextile fabric. They're going to put stone on top of that. That's about the size of my fist. It'll be 3-inch rock to kind of help bridge the soft soils in this area, because there's a lot of soft soils in this area. Must have been good for farming back in the day. On top of that, they'll put the capping aggregate, which will be the fine grain, kind of like a gravel road that you would typically see with the white crushed type limestone. So once the entire road is done, basically from the north end to the south end, and it's all put it down in new capping aggregate, they're going to come by and they're going to put what's called the binder course of asphalt down, and that's the first layer of the asphalt. Once it's paved like that, you're going to think it's about done. We're going to leave it a little bit short of the driveways, and at the edges there'll be a little bit of a bump at the end, but it's going to be a nice blacktop new roadway. It'll be beautiful to drive on. You're probably going to be complaining about the speeders coming up and down the street at that point. So
they do it now. They already do. They already have.
And making it smooth and flat is only going to make it worse. So we are aware of that. After that binder is down, the contractor is going to move on to the next roadway segment. So they're going to disappear for a month, 2 months. We don't really know at this point with the scheduling and the weather. So they're going to be gone after they get the binder down. They're going to go on and move on to the next street to get that one under binder. Once all 3 streets shown in these maps are under binder, they're going to come back. They're going to do all the landscape restoration, get all the ditches kind of smoothed out, get them all seeded, get everything kind of cleaned up on the edges, and then they're going to put the final surface lift of asphalt down. At that point, it's going to be a beautiful black asphalt mat. It's going to look gorgeous, and we're out of there and done at that point. It's my goal that by October 31st, Halloween time, we're going to have grass planted. We're going to have the roadway striping done. The grass should be sprouting at that point. It should start to be greening up. Over the winter months, there's going to be, you know, roadside damage from cars running off or the snowplows running off and things of that nature. We will be back again in spring. And the first thing we do in spring when it starts getting nice out before the new contract starts, we start walking all the old jobs and we look for problems and, you know, settlement or something weird happened or a car ran off the edge of the road. You know, fresh topsoil, very soft, very mushy, especially over the winter months. So we always have damage every year. We will be back in the spring of 2017 to fix that for you. If you see something happen, please feel free to call it in. We'll be more than happy to put it on the list. And that'll be addressed in the springtime once we have dry topsoil and, you know, it's above freezing temperatures. This is a heavy roadway reconstruction project on all three of these segments. You know, we're going several feet into the ground, we're putting in new storm sewer, we're using tracked machines that look like, you know, Abrams tanks that the Army uses. Those machines are 60,000 to 80,000 pounds apiece. The operators are skilled, they know what they're doing, but accidents happen. There's overhead lines in a lot of locations out here. You know, the dump truck bed is up, they hit the overhead line, you lose your power, you lose your cable TV, you lose your telephone service. If that happens, contact the utility companies or contact us and we'll work with you to get that reestablished as quickly as possible. Your mailbox may become, you know, a projectile when it gets hit by a bucket or something. This isn't intentional. It happens. It's not intentional. It's an accident. These are big machines. I tried to operate one before. It didn't go well. So I let the operators handle that stuff and they do a lot better than I do. You've probably seen me do it actually. You know, please bear with us. It's going to be noisy. It's going to be loud. It's going to be dusty. It's going to be very drastic change for your neighborhood for the duration of the project. The only thing I can tell you is that when we're done, the road's going to be perfect, you're going to love it, and you'll never see me again. So that much I can promise you.
We know we're not world. Yeah.
As I indicated a little bit earlier, you know, Magnolia north of Grand Avenue has already begun. You know, we milled off the pavement, they're putting in the storm sewer work, they've been working on that for a week and a half already. They're prosecuting it in a really good way. We had a little struggle the first day when we were detouring everything over to Plaine, and Plaine was then closed because of the tree guys, and they were detouring to Magnolia. It took us about half an hour to figure that out, and I do apologize for that. That's on us. I think we got that fixed now. So they're going to finish up on Magnolia North. They started a second crew on Magnolia South this morning. So we're excited that the contractor seems a little bit more aggressive. He really has until October to get this done. But he's got 2 crews out there right now, which is a good sign because the more stuff I can get done today, you know, that means they can do more work tomorrow on the next stage of work. So I think we're in good shape at this point. That being said, there's rain in the forecast for tonight, and depending on the amount that comes down, that can slow me down for a day, it can slow me down for a week. So there's a lot of dynamics with the weather.
Saturday and Sunday though, 75.
And they may actually work on Saturdays at some point. You know, when they start working on Saturdays, you know, they're falling behind schedule, and Scott's going to hit them with a liquidated damage charge because they're not done on time. So that's our hammer. But like I said, at this point early on in the project, they don't have a whole lot of motivation yet, but they seem like they're really interested in getting this done fast and getting out of here. I don't think they like this too much because they got the little bit on the contract. They're probably not making as much money as they could. So we have hired a consulting engineer that's going to be responsible for overseeing a lot of the work out here. We also have a staff engineer that's going to be out here a lot of times. You'll see Village of Gurnee trucks constantly. You know, we're constantly rotating. We got almost $5 million worth of road construction this year. This project alone is worth $1.9 million of that between these 3 roadway segments. So we'll have village staff out there. We'll have a company called Volunteer Lock and Associates. Dave Botcher in the corner here is actually our field guy out there. So if you see him walking by, feel free to, you know, say hi to him, or if you have any concerns, feel free to grab a hold of him. And if he's not giving you the response and service that you need, please call me. I'm paying Dave's company a lot of money to be out there for us, and he's working for all of us in this room. And if he's not serving us right, we're going to make it right.
I've talked to Dave, he's doing an excellent job.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you very much.
However,
However.
we'll talk about Belle Plaine ever.
Belle
Plaine, that was the Magnolia project. Now we're going to go into the Belle Plaine.
Okay, north of Grand Avenue?
Yes.
Okay, so right now,